All right, moving on, global food commodity prices have risen for a second straight month, according to UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. The FAO's benchmark index is now up 1% compared to a year ago, signaling renewed pressure on global food markets. The increase in prices is being driven largely by rising energy costs linked to the escalating conflict in the Gulf. Higher fuel prices are pushing up both production and transportation costs, and that's impacting the overall price of food commodities that are traded globally. The bigger concern, however, lies ahead. The FAO warns that rising energy and fertilizer costs could impact future harvests more than current supplies.
So, the main issue we have right now is actually the impact of the conflict on energy and on fertilizer. So actually the cost of producing the next harvest, not the food we have today, but the food we need tomorrow and after tomorrow. So the more this conflict continues, the more we are going to impact farmers.
Nearly one-third of globally traded fertilizers and about 20% of natural gas pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Since natural gas is a key input in fertilizer production, any disruption could sharply raise the cost. This may force farmers to cut fertilizer use or reduce planting, potentially lowering crop yields in the coming seasons. Now, despite these risks, global food prices have not surged sharply so far. Strong harvests in major producing regions like US and Asia, along with high stock levels, have helped keep the markets well supplied. This stands in contrast to the sharp spike seen after the start of the Ukraine war in 2022.
So before the crisis, we were expecting declining commodity prices, and actually farmers were starting to complain about it because we had very good harvest. We had bump harvest in the US, but also we were expecting a very good harvest in Asia, and we have large level of stock. This is why also this crisis right now is not increasing the food prices right now. And we don't see a jump like we have seen in 2022 when the war in Ukraine started.
However, uncertainty remains elevated. Future price movements will depend on how the conflict evolves, fertilizer costs and weather risks, which could bring drought and further strain global food supply.